You know, in Belize, a lot of fish is eaten. And now that I live in America, we try to keep up that tradition too, to eat fish. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make stew fish, Belizean style. You're watching the Bear Pantry Show. Usually in Belize, everybody use a snapper, and when we came to America, we started using different ones. This happens to be salmon, and I love salmon because it's one of the fatty fish that has all the good omega-3s and all that stuff. This is lemon juice that I squeezed from some lemon that I'm going to wash the fish with. I'm going to put salt and pepper on it, put some ricotta on it, but we're not going to deal with this yet. This is going to come second in the thing because we're going to start making the stew first. This is about 3 tablespoons of all-purpose white flour that we're going to put in this pot. We're going to bring it to the stove, and I'm going to show you how to brown the flour to get the stew going. There. So I have the all-purpose white flour in the 6-quart pot. I started it on high heat first, and then I moved it to medium heat when it started getting brown because you don't want it to burn. And this is essentially what I've been doing for the past 3 to 4 minutes, just moving it around so it won't burn. I've seen other people do this the way they put some butter and some onions and stuff like that to brown it, but I do it with just the plain flour because if you mess up, you can still remedy the problem. I'm going to add water and I'm going to add coconut milk, but you want to add the water first because when you start adding the water to this, I'm going to put it on a lower heat. When you start adding the water to this, if it gets lumpy on you, you could always stop and put it through a strainer and you wouldn't have lost anything. No onions, no anything else would have been lost. So let's see if we're lucky enough to stir this water in and not cause any lumps with the flour. So I want to teach you too, not just how to do things perfect the first time around, but if you mess up, you have to know how to fix it because if you're living in a recession time and your pantry is bare, you can't be really wasting parts and wasting ingredients. So this is not looking so bad. It's not lumpy. So I'm going to add some coconut milk. We're definitely going to add more water to this. We're going to add potatoes like that in pieces. We're going to add some diced onions. And later we're going to add salt and paprika and some other stuff to this stew. But we're going to add some more water to maybe the halfway mark for the stew. And in the meantime, we're going to pause and get the fish going. So we're going to check back on the potato in a little while. So here's our fish frying. I did like I told you, I washed it in the lemon juice with some salt and pepper and some powdered ricotta. And this oil is not too deep. And we don't want the fish to be fried too dry. And if you notice, we didn't bread it and stuff. We don't believe in breading everything like they do here in America. So this fish is almost done. And we have 3 pieces, so we're going to fry the last piece when that's done. And here we have our pot of soup. I don't want to get too close to steam up the camera. But it's boiling so the potatoes can cook. We can sprinkle some powdered ricotta. If you don't have powdered ricotta, you can use the paste ricotta, but you would have to put it through a strainer in order to put it in the stew, okay? Look at how our kitchen is hustling and bustling over here. There's 2 pieces of fish already. The 3rd one's cooking. And of course, you can't really offer this to too many guests. You kind of like don't want anybody to visit when you're making this. But I'm going to run this down to my mom today. I'm going to go for a visit. I put some powdered ricotta in there. Of course, you can replace that with paprika, but in Belize, we don't use paprika, so I'm sticking to the authentic Belize recipe. You can put garlic in this if you want, but I don't want the garlic taste in this stew. And this stew is only going to cook long enough for the potatoes to be soft. Not mushy, but soft. So when I come back, I'm going to show you the finished product. We're going to put the fish in the stew to let it cook a little bit. Oh, I added 2 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And of course, salt and black pepper is all relative. It's you know, your taste. I don't like a lot of salt in my food because, like I said before, I have issues with salt. And so I put less salt in the stew because the fish has salt on it already and it has black pepper already too. So it's going to, you know, rub off in there when you put it in. So when you come back, you'll see the finished product. So this is our wonderful bowl of hot stewed fish. We have the fish, the potato, the stock that it's in. See how rich and red it looks because of the ricotta and the brown flour. The flour also gives it body. I'm cooking some white rice right now to go with this, and you can either put the white rice in here in the soup like this, or you could put the white rice on a plate and then just put a little bit of the gravy and the fish and stuff over the white rice, whichever way you want to do it. So in my last video with habanero pepper sauce, I introduced you to my new cookbook that just came out. It's not available yet. This is my proof copy. Check my website constantly to see when the banner changes from coming soon to now available. Stewed fish can be found on page 117. Nice little Belizean cookbook. This is my first venture at a cookbook. It was very difficult, but I got through it. This is my second title. I have another title that I did last year in 2010, and this is called The Small Change Diet, and this is just how I battle my weight and how I fight my autobiography, so to speak, of how I fight weight and try to keep my weight off. And so I'd really like for you to go check it out and pick up a copy for you and your friends. Thank you so much again for watching. I really appreciate you. I love doing this show. I get excited when I get the comments and people give suggestions as to what I should do next. In another video coming soon, we're gonna do chimole or relleno or black soup, whichever way you know it by. There's a difference between the chimole and the relleno, but we'll explain it when we get to that. But for today, it was stewed fish. Thank you for watching. Until I see you again, take care.